This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1967. 7 timely ideas to control your spending with minimal effort, even if you have no willpower, by Stein of CashflowCookbook.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. We're going to jump right into our next post and start optimizing your life. 7 timely ideas to control your spending with minimal effort, even if you have no willpower, by Stein of CashflowCookbook.com. How to control your spending. It was shaping up to be a financially prudent month until you check the bank statements. A few dangs, a handful of, I forgot about that one, and some, what was I thinking? Oh, and that was before viewing those 2 other credit card statements. Sadly, they all added up to make your month fiscally regrettable. Wouldn't it be handy to have a list of spending considerations to apply before giving your credit cards a workout? A pre-spending checklist, a kind of monetary mom to control your spending. In fact, there is. Here are some ideas to control your spending with minimal effort or sacrifice. Number 1, shop mindfully. Lead us not into temptation. The science of shopping has developed immensely. Every aspect of retail is fine-tuned to make you spend. The lights, colors, music, product placement, and last chance urgency are all there to fill your cart. Store sensors are monitoring where you move, what you buy, and where your eyes look. MRI testing reveals that merchandising and messaging lights up our internal buy buttons. Heading to the mall with no real needs is like swimming with the sharks while wearing a meat swimsuit. Instead, shop mindfully. Shop when you actually need something. Bring a list to the mall or to your laptop of exactly what you're looking for. Double check that you don't already have the thing at home, hidden under the couch, in the attic, or in your closet. Number 2, set a cooling off period. Desperate needs become vague wants. Marketers do everything possible to create passion for their products and drive urgency into your buying process. If the item isn't an urgent necessity, give yourself a little cooling off period to regroup. Consult with some friends to get their thoughts. See if your dad thinks it's a good idea. Set up a calendar reminder to see how important the item still is in a couple of weeks. This is often referred to as the 30-day rule. In Quora, someone asked me if there's a shorter version of the 30-day rule. Weird question. I suggested the 15-day rule. While you're waiting the 30 or 15 days, spend some time glancing through your credit card bills and account balances to temper your spending desires. Number 3, can you share or borrow one to control your spending? If the thing you need is large, heavy, expensive, or will be rarely used, think about buying it with a neighbor and sharing the cost, maintenance, and maybe even the storage. I did this for years with a snowblower. My next-door neighbor, Peter, and I split the cost, shared the maintenance, and took turns plowing each other's driveway. Way better than us each buying a machine and plowing solo. This idea works well for power washers, table saws, Spider-Man costumes, chainsaws, prom dresses, and dinosaur cake molds. Less effective for linens, stuffed toys, floss, or pajamas. Number 4, can you rent one? Hello gas-powered post hole diggers, drywall hoists, and wedding dresses. And believe it or not, even caskets, camping gear, goats, and luggage. The cost savings can be considerable. For example, caskets rent for about $750 versus $5,000 to $20,000 to buy. Renting seldom used items can also free up a lot of storage space. How often do you use all of the gear that lines your garage? Renting things you might have bought can be a good way to control your spending. Number 5, can you get a used one? If you kind of need the item around all of the time, like kids, dishes, or pets, borrowing or renting likely won't do. You may need your very own. There are tons of marketplaces to do that. Reverb for musical instruments, Poshmark and Tradesy for used fashions, and Craigslist, eBay, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and LetGo for everything else. Most of my guitars I bought used, typically in mint condition and saving more than half, or allowing twice as many guitars. Number 6, get the best product. For products, Amazon reviews are great even if you don't buy from Amazon. Their process limits the reviews to actual purchasers, and the large numbers help with accuracy. One of the all-time research bargains is consumerreports.org. Sign up for an online membership for $30 a year. Completely unbiased reviews of everything from snow tires to sunscreen, tractors, and strollers. You can make sure you have a product you enjoy, save on repair costs, and the hassle of replacing it before it's time. And number 7, make sure you aren't overpaying. Once you figure out that you really want but also need a thing, do your research. On home renovations, there are lots of ways to save. Shopping around is a powerful use of your time. It works on just about everything. A couple of weeks back, I realized that cashflowcookbook.com was running too slow. A local company offered to speed it up for $3,000. A quick online post introduced me to a highly rated Australian company whose specialty is speeding up WordPress websites. Boom! Their premium offering is all of $495. They did a stellar job and left me with an extra $2,500 in the bank. On the other side, there are dozens of sites that focus on comparison shopping on your behalf. Check out Google Shopping, PriceGrabber, and shopping.com. You just listened to the post titled 7 Timely Ideas to Control Your Spending with Minimal Effort, Even If You Have No Willpower, by Stein of cashflowcookbook.com. This article made me think about how resourcefulness in getting our needs met can be very satisfying in its own right. It also reminded me of one of my favorite quotes from the Mr. Money Mustache blog. He states that luxury is a weakness. I'd take that one step further and say that it's not enough to not buy all those fancy luxuries. To really avoid lifestyle creep, you need to train your brain to not desire those things. It's a difficult task. We're conditioned from an early age to be good consumers. So it does take a deep mindset shift to rebel against that. Reading articles like this and reminding myself that the happiness fancy stuff promises is an illusion helps me keep my consumerist brainwashing in check. Research has shown that after enough income to meet basic human needs and some luxuries, there are diminishing returns to having more. I've found in my own life, happiness comes from relationships and surrounding myself with people that inspire me. It comes from creative expression, resourcefulness, and flexibility around how I use my time. It comes from prioritizing self-care and personal development. I now see my satisfaction with having and needing less as a superpower. And I'll point out that it is so much easier to pare back the lifestyle creep when it's a choice versus if you lose your source of income and it becomes a necessity. There's a sense of freedom and confidence that comes from a minimalist lifestyle. I feel ready for whatever life throws at me. That'll do it for today in another installment of Optimal Finance Daily. Have a happy Thursday. Thank you for being here every day and listening. And I'll see you on the Friday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.